Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and as we wait for the judges' decision and their final decision making on the 212 division, we sit and we ponder ourselves and wonder who is going to win. But as it is now, it seems, in my firm opinion, that Kamel El-Garnay is going to place first, but second place is still up for grabs, and I thought a comparison between these two, George Peterson and Shaun Clarida, is definitely what the doctor ordered, because I believe these guys will be battling it out for second place. And I initially said for sure that Shaun has this one. His conditioning just seems so much better. And maybe his balance as well. Hard to say though, really. I mean, two different types of physiques. But in the front double by, I would wager to say that Shaun is definitely winning. I mean, look at the arms on this little man and the legs as well. So it's conditioning versus maybe aesthetics. Front lat spread. Now, this is a totally different package here. I mean, the lats themselves for George Peterson, some of the best as far as the silhouette is concerned. I mean, sure, Shaun Clarida, probably still the more conditioned man, but I am much, much more impressed by George Peterson. And that's basically what this matchup is. What are the judges looking for? Aesthetics or conditioning? Well, you got to think this is the 212 class, not the men's classic physique division. So you got to think they're probably going to lean toward Shaun Clarida. But there's many more poses, like the side chest development. And even in the conditioning here, I would say George probably winning. I mean, look at the muscle separation in the legs. Hard to really say unless you were there. I mean, thin skin, things of that nature. Shaun still probably ahead, but silhouettes, anything like that. Front lat spread would have went to George. I would not give him the front double, but I would give him this side chest pose, George, for sure. I mean, look at the legs. Like I said, the cuts in those legs and a much, much bigger frame. Hard to believe these guys are both 212 athletes. Let's go to the next side shot. I like to place them this way. And this is another one that I would give to George. I mean, the midsection, the chest, the tricep itself even. George winning this one hands down. And it could, like I said, guys, it could be a mathematical equation here. I mean, when I watched the video, the quarter turns, all those things, I mean, yeah, Clarida probably the more conditioned athlete, but you're going to add up all these mandatory shots. And food for thought, guys. Derek Lunsford, I do not believe that he will be in the hunt for second place. And if he does get it, I don't know, some sort of politics going on. Let's have a look at the back developments, because this is a telling tale for sure. George, very hard to beat. And look at the comparisons. I did size these guys, but of course I looked at actual comparisons between these two. They were not the clearest pictures, but you could gauge size by them, and I used that as a template. I have to say, George is eating poor little Shaun up here. Just eating him up, devouring him. And George's conditioning of the back is good. Hamstrings, when you look at the glutes, take a good look at the glutes, and you could really see that in the video. Shaun, much more conditioned. But this is a big if, guys. Are the judges actually going to give that small, little, tiny man the victory over this much bigger athlete? And George Peterson, kudos, huge kudos to him for getting his calves built up. Not too many people. Hopefully we see the same thing with Brandon Curry. But anyway, guys, let's have a look at the next back shot. And this one's a little bit better for Shaun. He's more meaty in this one. The rear lat spread, not the best for him. But, I mean, this rear double by, this is a nice thick, like I said, a meaty Montreal steak, thick. You know what I mean? And George Peterson, good. Definitely worked on the lower lat thickness, for sure, if you do the comparison, and his conditioning as well. But this is against another man, not himself. And the conditioning might be too much. So, if Shaun does get the victory over George, which I definitely can see, then you guys know for a fact it is the conditioning over size and aesthetics. Like I said earlier, guys, it's the 212 division, not the men's classic. Ab and thigh, and this one for sure. This is an aesthetic pose. This one goes to George Peterson, even though I could see some judges giving this one to Shaun because of the conditioning of his quads. Wow, look at the feathering, guys. George, in comparison, looks rather soft. No disrespect meant to George. The bull, Peterson. He's new to the 212 division, guys, and a third-place finish, if that's what he, in fact, will receive. Hey, that's pretty darn good on your debut. But anyway, there is the most muscular, and if you think I sized these guys incorrectly, I mean, go look at the pictures of them, the comparisons, the actual on stage, and George, he must be 7 feet tall. George is about 7'2", I think. And I think Shaun Clarida is 2'3", 2'3" if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, 5 feet difference, guys. And I'm just kidding around. I had to inject a little bit of my foolishness in there. You guys know me. I try not to add too much foolishness in with the Olympia updates because it's a little bit of a nerve-wracking time, I have to say. But anyway, guys, I want to give you guys the latest updates and the latest comparisons. And I have to say, Shaun Clarida, I like him in this comparison. So look for him to get a second-place finish at the 212 division, Mr.Olympia 2020. Stay tuned for updates, guys, and have a great day.